Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about yesterday's announcement by the Civil Aviation Authority to delay the implementation of the EU regulations which were due to come into effect on the 1st of July this year. So I'm sure it comes as no surprise given the current situation that a delay was inevitable, and that the CAA have already made several provisions for those who are either working towards the attainment of a PFCO or operational authorization, as well as those who already have a permission for commercial operation, in order to continue to facilitate their operations at this time. One such provision that the CAA so far has made is a reduction in the required flight time for those who are renewing their permission for commercial operation from the mandatory 2 hours every 3 months down to 1 hour. Additionally, those candidates who are working towards the attainment of a permission for commercial operation were granted an extension by the Civil Aviation Authority to complete their training before the 1st of September 2020, providing that they received an element of training on the EU regulation package. All these provisions together have made things a little bit easier for those who are either working towards or already have a PFCO. So let's have a look at the impact on you if you're an A2 CFC candidate. Well, I'll start off by saying that I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision for them to come to, given the volume of work that's gone into the implementation of the EU regulations or preparing for such. So the impact on you will be that you will still be able to conduct your A2 CFC course and the training, so that's the theoretical training and also the practical flight training, those two critical elements which form the A2 CFC, but you will not receive any certification until we adopt the EU regulations. This means that if you have completed your training in its entirety, you will not receive your certification or be able to operate in the open category until we adopt those EU regulations. So if you're expecting to start your GVC course, then you can still do so, but you'll receive something of a hybrid course in that we'll provide training on the regulations at the time of your training, but also those under the EU regulations package under UK PDRA Predefined Risk Assessment number 1, which is for the attainment of an operational authorization with standard permissions. But if you complete your training before the EU regulation implementation, then you will receive a permission for commercial operation. When you then renew the year later, you'll then receive your operational authorization with standard permissions. So on to the all-important question as what should I do next? Well, it's entirely up to you really. It's not simply a case of one answer will suit everyone's individual circumstances. Certainly if you're getting ready to start your A2 CFC course and you're currently obviously in lockdown, then it's the ideal time to undertake your training via our heliguy Black Box online training platform. If, however, you're thinking of delaying your training, then that's perfectly fine. It's just something that can wait a few months. Certainly, one of the two critical elements for the attainment of the Certificate of Competency is that practical flight training. And so during this lockdown period, it may not necessarily be achievable for everybody. But some individuals may wish to complete the training and they have the luxury of living in the middle of nowhere where they can start to do their practical flight training and do that all-important declaration, whilst completing their theoretical learning and examination online, which we can facilitate. But really, you won't get certificates for a few months yet. Certainly the CAA have announced the 1st of November 2020 as the envisaged date of implementation. So getting it out of the way early is certainly advantageous because it means you've got that qualification, but you still must make sure that your knowledge is current, so it's entirely up to you. So I hope you found this video helpful, and our team of experts are on standby to answer any questions you have. Contact us via telephone, email, or you can message us through the heliguy Black Box and we'll get straight back to you. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.